I outlined today a very aggressive approach to empower our teachers, our parents, and local school leaders to improve education for every student in Louisiana. We offered a lot of details about how we can better empower and keep our best teachers in the classrooms, how we can give parents of kids, especially those trapped in failing schools, more choices, how we can empower local school districts to cut through the red tape to improve education. Make no mistake about it. This is the most important thing we can do to improve the quality of life for our children in our state. Now, there are going to be a lot of accusations and name calling, but the bottom line is education reform is about the children, about our students. It's not about the adults in the classroom. The defenders of the status quo are going to simply want more money, more time. That's not acceptable. Our kids only grow up once. That's why we outlined today dozens of specific proposals. We'll be turning into legislation in the upcoming regular session. We have met with dozens of legislators, educators, business leaders, union representatives, other stakeholders. We will continue to visit schools, continue to meet with folks as we work our way to get these reforms implemented and improve education for every student, every child in Louisiana.
I think it's exciting because the governor has recognized two critical things. Number one, that we need change if we're going to be a successful state in the long run. 48th in the country in education outcomes is not good enough. It wouldn't be good enough for my kids. It wouldn't be good enough for anyone else's kids. And second, in order to do that, we need a plan. And the plan he laid out puts a great teacher in every classroom, gives parents options, especially parents in areas where the schools are struggling. And third, tries to get some of this red tape out of the way of our educators and out of the way of our parents.
It is an ambitious, bold plan that puts children and teachers first, and I'm very excited about it.
What are some of the advantages of the plan as you see it?
Flexibility to our districts, giving more autonomy and flexibility to our school leaders and our superintendent leaders. Really trying to remove some of the regulations that exist that hamper the district's abilities to put the best teacher in the classroom. Allowing for, as far as parents and children, to expand opportunities and choices, particularly for children whose parents don't have the means and whose communities don't have good schools, to expand the opportunities for every child to be in a high-performing school with a highly effective teacher.
I was excited about it. You know, we have lived in a state for a long time where there have been too many children that have been left behind. And we've tried the traditional of more money and more time, and that hasn't worked. And I think he has outlined some very bold initiatives to help those kids that need the help the most, those that are behind, those that are sitting in a failing school. To give them tools to improve their outcomes, to give them some hope and chance to improve their educational outcomes. So, we got to make sure the legislation, the policy lines up, but the initiatives that he outlined were very bold. We empower parents, we empower teachers more, we empower principals more. We're going to allow more flexibility, but at the same time, more accountability. I think it was very bold. I think it was time in this state that we had a comprehensive package presented to us that tries to address shortcomings in a system right now that, while well-intentioned, has left too many kids behind. I think it was a great day for us.
When you look at the way that we change the way we pay and reward teachers, no longer are we simply going to be rewarding teachers based on how long they breathe. One of the most frustrating things to teachers is that when they do a great job, that there's no recognition. Too often they're forced to pick up the slack for the teacher next door who's not doing a good job. By changing the way that tenure works, changing the way that compensation works, we want to make sure we are retaining, identifying, keeping the best teachers in our classrooms. Secondly, the early childhood education changes. We spend anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 in public, state and federal dollars per child in early childhood education through a variety of programs, including Head Start, with no good use of outcomes data. That is absolutely ridiculous. We've got some programs that are getting our kids ready for kindergarten, other programs that are simply warehousing our children by using the letter grades. By assigning letter grades to pre-K childhood education providers, we will now for the first time be able to yank public dollars from those programs that are not working and also significantly yank certification, shut down programs that are not teaching our children. So there are very significant reform proposals throughout this package, including changes to tenure, including expanding choice for our parents and their students, also changing the way that we operate pre-K education in this state to ensure that every child is getting the best chance to succeed right here in Louisiana.
The goal that we should have is that every child is on track for a 4-year college degree or is on track for a professional career. And this has the potential to help our schools become organizations that are capable of doing that with every child, by getting some of that red tape out of the way, by making sure that good teachers are in the classroom and they stay in the classroom, and by making sure that when that can't happen, when we're really not getting it done, that parents have a choice to take their child and enroll that child elsewhere.
We've shown that with really a steady focus on education reform that we can have incremental progress. We have been on an upward trajectory, but it's been very slow. So I would say that this has the potential to really speed up educational improvement in Louisiana.
The most critical factor in educating our children, bar none, is the quality of the teacher in the classroom. And there are steps within his policies that he's outlined to ensure that we have the highest quality teacher that we can find for every classroom. Things like merit pay, things about rewarding schools and districts and teachers for outcomes rather than just time on task. So there's initiatives in there, incentives for those teachers that go beyond the call of duty, for them to be rewarded properly, both in terms of pay and in terms of freedom they get to run their own classroom. So I think it was critical for our state that we do things to make sure we have the highest quality teacher we can find in every classroom, and there's some very good steps in this plan to do that.
Are you encouraged by the potential that the plan offers?
Absolutely. I mean, you look, I think there are lots of good things happening in our state and in a lot of districts, but it's too slow, it's too cumbersome, it's too bureaucratic. These things are going to put an entrepreneurial spirit in education that we've lacked, which is more freedom but accountability at the same time. We're going to focus on outcomes and less on how we got to those outcomes. You know, before, for a long time, we've run education in this state that you had to fit inside this box, and if you didn't fit inside the box, you couldn't do it. Well, let's get rid of the box. We've been working in the box for 55 years now, and it's not gotten us to where we want to get. Let's erase the box. Let's give more flexibility so people can do their jobs, take the red tape off them, get the paperwork off their desk, and set them free. And what we ask for in return are results. What we ask for in return is accountability. I think it's a great day for our state.
Are you encouraged by everything that you've seen in the reform plan?
Yeah, because it starts with being real with what the challenges are. The governor has been real and said that incremental change is not going to get us there. We need real change. We need urgent change to get our place to where our kids are going to be ready for a college or ready for a professional career.